everyone. I'm Kim Graves. This is Jessica Ausbrook. We're from Solidarity Community Federal Credit Union, and this is the Ripple Effect.
That's right, Kim.
Yay, another day.
Another day. Welcome back.
Thanks.
Glad to have you.
Thanks.
You miss
Good
me?
to see you. Oh, every day.
Every day.
Every day.
We don't work at the same location. I'm not sure if people realize that, Kim.
Yep, we don't.
So we don't get to see each other every
Because
day.
we have two awesome locations.
We really do.
Yeah.
At Solidarity Community Federal Credit Union. There's our plug. We have a very special guest with us today. Our Center Township trustee, Drew Durham, is here. Drew, welcome.
Hello.
How you doing today?
Not too bad. Just got done with a late baseball game last night. So dragging through the baseball season.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I wondered why you brought the ball mitt this morning.
Yeah. Trying to get practice. We got a young team. We're struggling through the season and trying to keep their positive attitudes when it comes to just learning the game, not worrying about the wins as much. So
That's tough.
That is tough. I
What age
remember.
range?
Yeah.
6 to 8. So it's not T-ball, but it's not much different at the same time. We're still got growing pains. We got to learn the basics, the throwing, the hitting, the
rules.
plays, the rules.
Yeah.
So it's more competitive. It's more exciting for the parents, but it's still a little stressful as a coach. And
Good for you.
Oh, wait, you're even
That's so nice.
coaching?
I've been coaching this is my 4th season. So my oldest son played for 3 years and now my youngest son is on the same team. So
Are they together?
not anymore. They were on the team together last year. So this is just Archer, my youngest son's first year playing by himself.
Oh my gosh. I remember going to the first T-ball game for my stepson, and he was out picking dandelions. in
Sweet
center
summer
field.
dandelions.
Yeah, he was just like
Summer.
picking it, and I'm like, hey, you're supposed to be standing up. And he's like, yeah.
Yeah, we
Was
call
he
it
in right
herding
field?
cats. I had one kid last night. He was doing like the cat in the litter box thing with his hands, and I was like, "Are you a kitty?" And he said yes, and I said, "Okay." We just let it be.
Yep. They're 6, right?
Yep,
All right, we better get down to
I
business.
know. You got a lot going on.
I do.
right.
Usually do. It keeps us busy.
So let's first talk about Center Township. You're the Center Township trustee. What does that mean?
So in Howard County, we have 11 township trustees and 11 township districts. So if you think about the school districts, Center Township mirrors Kokomo schools, and it used to be at one point Kokomo Center School
That's right.
Corporation. And then when you get out into the county, you got Western, which includes Harrison, Monroe, Honey Creek. Northwestern includes Clay, Irvin, and Howard, which always throws me off because it's on the other
That's right,
side
the
of
school.
31.
Yeah.
Eastern is Liberty, Jackson, Union, and Taylor Township. So for mine, we have a population of roughly 45,000. If you think of Kokomo,
Okay.
up until you get to about to the hospital, Rainbow Drive is usually our south end boundary. Up to the north side of Kokomo, east-west to Mouth Alpha to 200 East. That is the Center Township boundary. What we're in charge of as far as the township trustee, we're more of the executive of our form of government. I usually tell people I'm not a mayor, but it's like the mayor. I'm the executive of the office, and then our board is like our like a city council is. They make the rules, the policies, and I just enact the day-to-day operations at the township.
Yeah. Okay, so what are the day-to-day operations?
So what our township does, and I say that because there's 999 townships in Indiana. Ours
Are you
doesn't-
serious?
Yes.
I thought you were just throwing that number out there. I'm like,
It was
wow.
1,002. There's a couple of them that merged in the last couple of years, but there is 999
Wow.
townships in Indiana, and none of them look the same. Our office, we have a physical location. We have a staff of 15. So what most people come for when they come to see the township, they don't really come to see the township trustee. I oversee it, but they come to apply for township assistance. So by Indiana law, we are allowed to help with the basic necessities of life. So that's shelter, utilities, food, medical, non-household food or non-food household items, and occasionally some other direct relief like transportation. We sometimes get transient people that come to our township, and we can get them back to their location as long as we verify things. And there's a few other things that we sometimes assist with, but the biggest things that we assist at Center Township typically is housing and utilities.
Are you seeing a lot of that right now?
Since I've been in office since 2023, I've seen it increase consistently. I've kind of pondered a couple times what's going on. Obviously, the economic factors since COVID have always changed. The housing market has been kind of shrunken where people are getting priced out of rentals, especially in the apartment complexes. So we're trying to see if it's an influx of people, or is it just the cost of living is getting so high that people just can't afford to live in the apartment they did 5 years ago. So It is increased. I think over the last 3 years that we've done roughly around $1.5 million in direct assistance. So that's assistance to clients to pay for the rent, pay for their utilities, and trying to make sure we can get them a temporary gap. It's not a long-term plan. Typically, if you get rental assistance or utility assistance, there's other programs out there that we refer them to, whether it's the Kokomo Housing Authority and public housing, or like for utilities, Area 5 does a lot of help through the winter, I think, moratorium, as they would call it, or the winter shutoff phase, where we don't have to step in along. So it's a temporary solution. Everybody, as long as they're income driven or income qualified, they are able to come in and apply for it.
That was my next question. Yeah.
So a lot of times we get people that are working, they're making 15, 16 bucks an hour. Maybe one person in the household is working and they just don't have enough money to make ends meet. So we provide that temporary aid to make sure that we can get them through that transition, whether it's to keep them from being evicted, keep them from getting their lights shut off, keep them going without food, trying to address those emergency needs now, and then trying to find long-term solutions in other areas.
So food is a new thing that you guys have taken on in the past couple of years. You want to tell us a little bit about that? Because I know you guys are doing a tremendous job.
Yeah, so I've worked for the township since 2012, so I kind of got to watch and learn about the role I was going to take eventually. And my idea is, don't try to reinvent the wheel. Go see what else is out there and see how they do it and see if it fits. So in 2022, transitioning into my first year of my term, I went and visited a lot of township pantries in Indianapolis, Hamilton County. I served on the Howard County Food Access Alliance before it was actually an alliance. It was just a discussion between community leaders. And they were talking about, there's always the big talk about get a grocery store back on the north end since Marsh's closed and Kroger's is gone on North 31. We don't do economic development at the township level, but there was a two-part in the study that we paid for, was that there's food insecurity and there's food deserts. Food insecurity means they just don't have the money or the funds to go get foods. So my thought process was, well, what if we had our own food pantry? If I used township funds, it would make it more restricted. So I tried to lean more towards where are the donations at. Never got donations from the township level, and started kind of searching how other townships did it. And some of them make their own nonprofit for that food pantry.
Okay.
Ours right now is township managed, so we use staff. And, there's sometimes where I have to come from my office and go fill food orders, which I'm more than glad to do, because it's very simple to give somebody a bag of foods and they'll be very thankful for it. So we started that in 2024. I think the first year it was just a staff meeting, and I said, hey, let's see if we can raise some food. If we are successful at this, we'll keep doing it. If we're not, hey, we gave some people some food. What's the worst that can happen? And I think roughly about 5,000 to 6,000 pounds of food that we raised the first year. We didn't open until June because we didn't really know how we were going to execute it once we put it out there to the public. And then 2025, 2026, we've just exceeded it every year. And I think this year we raised roughly 8,000 pounds of physical food.
Wow.
And around $5,000 of donated money. So
that's awesome.
That goes to the food pantry?
For the food pantry. And since it's donated, I don't have to restrict it just to my township. So I tell everybody, like, hey, especially our neighboring township trustees, I say, if you have somebody in need, send them to our office.
Great.
It's less barriers than it would be to get assistance from us. And we're doing something as simple as feeding somebody or giving somebody at least a day or two of food to get to the next point that they can, whether it's their food stamps or it's their paycheck or whatever.
Right.
So it was just something that I seen that would be an added service to the community. It's not necessarily a needed service.
It's a great idea. Yeah.
But there's so many food pantries out there. And through our study, I got 7,000 people that walk through my office a year. Why couldn't I just get them a bag of food on their way out? Or if it's a central location in downtown, then it works out better for us. And it's been great.
Yeah, I mean, kids need food. People need food. Like at the most basic level, people need to eat food. I don't know how often we're going to have to keep repeating that to people, but we don't have to repeat it to you, Drew, and your staff, because everybody works so hard. I mean, they really do work their buns off to get that food drive. We've had fun with it, and they've been excellent.
And you guys have been great. I know Solidarity, I'm not plugging you guys, but I'm going to.
No, you can go ahead.
Because
you can go ahead.
They've helped us out a lot. We get a lot of times, we get the food bags for them. I know we partnered in the past for our expo to help do a one-time food drive or food giveaway. And we really appreciate it. It really touched my heart when we started getting donations from community members that we don't even necessarily do business with, just to help other people out. And to me, that's the greatest thing about it. It's not about does this make me look good? Is this a better service, and can people get invested into it? And a lot of people did. And when I started seeing checks, I had to ask, I was like, are we allowed to take checks? Can we take a check? And
I never thought about that.
we were allowed.
didn't either.
And
Yeah.
there's so many groups that, continuously help us out year after year. And we appreciate it so much. And honestly, it's a lot on my staff, because there's times that there's a gal named Renanda who works for our office, and she is about the only one that goes to Kroger's through our food drive, and she'll set up Saturday and Sunday and get her vehicle loads of groceries. And I'm like, hey, I don't think I'd want to spend my whole Saturday afternoon, or would my wife allow me to, at Kroger's? But I started trying to do it this year, and it is really fun. You get a lot of no's, and we understand that money's tight, and we want to, if you can give something, that's okay. If you can't, we understand.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. I mean, how cool though. I mean, if somebody stops in and they are in that desperate situation, then that's just a little something that's going to take that edge off of them, because you're there to provide a service for them, and they're grateful, and they don't even realize what additional things that you can do to help them. So kudos to you. Your staff, I've seen them in action.
They're good staff.
They're amazing. Yeah.
I'm always, I wouldn't be successful in my first term without them. I honestly probably wouldn't have ran if it wasn't from some of those people on the staff, because they, one, kind of raised me up from my mid-20s to my now late 30s. Geez.
Yeah, because how long did you work there before?
I started with Gene Lucian in 2012. I thought I was going to work for the city.
Yeah.
My stepdad said, you're going to work for the city. I had no clue that wasn't this. We're not even the same
This
local
is
government.
what you're going to do.
He was close, though.
He was close,
He was
but
close.
a little far. But I worked with Gene. I remember back when he was, Goodfellows and
Yes.
Center Township were
Yes.
more tied together. His last 2 years, and then I worked for Reverend Lee for 8 years. So it gave me a lot of insight. It gave me time to kind of think about how I wanted to do it once I ran for office. But I wanted to add to it. You get in there, you could do the same thing, and things would still be great, because they both did a great job as trustees. But I wanted to try to add more value than that was already there. So the food pantry was one of those easy ones where it's like, okay, if we can be successful and we can get people to continue to donate, and food is constantly, like you guys said, you have to keep reminding people you shouldn't have to ask for something to eat. And when it comes to kids or people that are less fortunate, it's something that should be there for everybody. I'm not saying I can make everybody's, pantries
Right.
fill up, but
Right.
I can give you something to bridge a gap for a moment.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're doing a lot. I
Yeah.
mean, you're providing the roof over their head, the utilities. I mean, and of course, this is just in a desperate situation. And, at that time, that need, and the food, of course. And I don't think he's talking about like if you and I need to go grocery shopping, I don't think we can go there.
No, I don't think so.
But there is no income, so we don't.
Yeah.
For
For
the
the
food
food.
pantry. Yeah,
Yep.
so
Well, don't tell us that.
if I see you in there, I'll just smile at you
And give us a look like, what are you
Yeah.
doing here?
There's no judgment on that part. We wanted the food pantry to truly be not a barrier, because you never know what somebody's situation is.
Right.
My family, I came from a line of Chrysler workers, or Stellantis now, UAW workers.
Yeah.
I know how it gets sometimes. I grew up in times where my mom, she was a single mom. It was tight. And could that, bag of groceries help extend her till that Friday?
yeah.
So we don't want it to be, we don't want it to be a barrier where everything else that we do has to be based off of income. It's a lot more thorough. We just want it like, hey, you can come twice. Right now it's twice a month.
That's great.
So you can come in there. We didn't want it to kill the pantry per se, because if we do it every day, you could come every day, then we won't have any food. So we're trying to gauge how much we can get out,
Right.
because there are a lot of food pantries in our community, and be like, okay, you came twice this month, and then connect you with maybe some other resources that might be near or in the community.
That's great.
I don't know how many food pantries there are. I know there is a lot. I'm just like
Which
you
is
said, a
great.
lot.
Yeah.
But I have no
There's a
idea.
lot, but we get the United Way list because we're on it,
Same
and
here. Yeah.
it's some of them are hard to navigate, because it's like you might come in on Tuesday between 9 and 10, and
Right.
you have
But
to
don't
live-
line up before this time. And
Yeah. So we tried with last year's SNAP crisis. We tried to make ours the most accessible we could do without overhauling our operations. And we were Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 in the morning, and then 1 to 3 in the afternoon. And then on Fridays we close at noon. So we're 9 to 11 on that day. So as long as we're there, we don't need appointment. if it gets to a point where it gets too busy, we may try to navigate a different way. But right now, we just bag up the food. The people pick what they want from a list, and we bring it back out to them.
I've had people call me like on a Saturday night, and I've had this happen twice, and it's been after 8 o'clock, and they're like, we don't have any food tonight, and we have 5 kids, and I don't have any food for tomorrow. And I'm like, okay, well, nothing is opened at this point. However, what's your address? I'll have somebody deliver you something right now, and take care of the, just get something to them at this point, and just make sure that everybody's fed and can go to bed with their stomachs full. But then the next day it's like, okay, you've got to come up with a list. And of course I go out and I find the list and then give it to them. But there are quite a few people in the community that do need the food assistance. So I'm so glad that you're offering that.
Yep. Glad to fill. That's
awesome.
My goal, is to fill some of the gaps that are there.
And it's not just, I think a lot of people are like, oh, it's young people, it's families. It's folks who are older too, folks around those benefits that are capped. I mean, a lot of people need help right now. A lot of people. So we've talked about the assistance, the food pantry, events throughout the year. What do you have coming up? What's on the horizon?
So in March, we finished up our food drive, and sometimes people ask, do you have more than one food drive? So we keep it to the one, so that there are other food pantries, there are other organizations that do food drives. We don't take away anything that they're trying to get. So wrap that up in March of this year. In June, we have our annual expo. It started out as an open house. We had one guy eating 20 hot dogs. Our goal was to...
Was it Joey Chestnut?
No, he probably could have gave him a run for his money, but
Scott Kern does that too. Yeah, just like he just takes a hot dog and just drops it, it's gone. I'm like, what happened?
Next time I see Scott Kern, I'm going to have him pull out that.
Ask him, yeah, tell him we
Kim
were
Graves
talking
told
about
me.
you. Yeah.
But the community expo, it started, it was kind of an idea from Reverend Lee, my predecessor, that he wanted to show off the township, and we realized there's more to the township than just our office. And what we wanted to do was highlight a lot of the community services, whether it's local government, businesses, nonprofits, and try to get people to come out and see those services and be a free event for families and kids. So we do that in June, usually before Father's Day weekend. This year, with everything going on, it's kind of pushed a little earlier because of, I think the Haynes-Apperson got moved up, so we didn't want to stack that on top of Juneteenth, on top of the Haynes-Apperson. But what our goal is to provide a free resource fair. Yes, it's on our campus. We want people to see our services as well. But last year, I think we had 32 vendors. All the food, we have a food giveaway. In the past years, we've had Duke Energy has helped us out. Solidarity's helped us out one year. And we get that food sponsored, so it's a free event for everybody. It's free for the township, so I'm not spending money other than maybe our swag that we give out at our table, and then we provide lunch as well. And the goal is to try to connect these people to the resources, whatever they may be, and also highlight them, because you do find out, Howard County is very blessed with a lot of nonprofit resources and government agency resources, but people don't know where to find them. So even though it's one day and we can't get all the information out, our goal is to try to connect the community as a whole to all the resources that we have in Howard County.
Do all the other trustees attend this, so that if anybody walks up and they're from different townships, that they can walk up and get that assistance from their area?
They don't attend as a vendor. We've tried to send invites out to them just to let them know, because sometimes they don't know the resources as well. A lot of times they'll call our office. We're kind of...
They're not full-time people for the most part in our area, right?
Yeah. So I'm the only full-time trustee. Most of them work full-time jobs for other places. So it's a little bit different of a mentality when it comes to the job, where they may not be available. But we do try to invite them just as a community member to say, hey, like, you might want to know these resources so you can better serve your clients. But we kind of serve as that central hub for the trustees in Howard County. So if we don't have the information, most likely
You'll delegate them to the others. Yeah.
So we try to pass that to them, but it would be a good idea to have them there as maybe a vendor, but sometimes...
I mean, if you could get them, with them, you don't know what their schedule is, but it would be great, because if you have somebody that, lives clear out in the western part or eastern part or wherever of the county, that they can come and they can speak with someone if they do need assistance, because they're going to come directly to you. Then you're going to have to refer them to someone else.
Yeah.
And so why not?
Yeah. And I try to pass the information. Like I know you said western part of the county, and I'll make it a quick story, but like, we had a trustee out there who had a resident's house burned down, and they didn't have homeowners insurance. And I was like, you don't have hotels in Richardville? Obviously, there's only hotels in Kokomo.
Yeah.
And I just asked him one question. I said, is he a veteran? And he said, yes, he is. And I said, well, let me call Tracy Martino and connect him with somebody from Jackson Street. And he didn't know that, but I did because when I worked, Jackson Street is right behind my office, and we work with FSA. So I knew that resource was there, and luckily they could get him into an apartment pretty rapidly where he was pretty much losing everything. So he was very thankful as the trustee, and I'm guessing the client or the resident was thankful because he found a resource for him.
Yeah, changed his life.
Yeah.
I mean,
thank goodness.
That could have been really bad.
Wow. Do you have any other major projects coming up? And
in the summertime, and I don't know the date yet, usually towards school starting, and last year was our first year, we had a back-to-school shoe event. We had always partnered with IBE on their back-to-school event that they host at our office, and we were kind of trying to look for a way to do something different for our residents. And another program, I know the Mission does a shoe program, but we wanted to do one because Kokomo is our school corporation, and we wanted to tie it into our assistance program. So this summer we'll be opening up applications for anybody K through 12. It doesn't have to be. If they're 18, they can still get shoes. And we'll do a one-day event where we go out to Shoe Carnival. They can pick out a brand new pair of shoes and start the year off with fresh kicks.
That's right.
do you think we could partner with somebody like Adidas and Nike and Shaq?
I wish. If they want to give us some shoes and help us out, that would.
All right, Shaq.
Wouldn't that be awesome if we could do that? I've tried to reach out to a couple of them, for the non-for-profit of things that we do, and I've not had any success.
It's hard to get to that corporate level for them to look and say, I'm sure there's a lot of need in the United States to where they're like, oh yeah, we'll help out with
We're going to Kokomo.
Let's just
I'll call
Shaq.
Yeah,
Let's
Shaq
call
Shaq might help us out.
I love
Do
Shaq.
we just need some shoes one time a year?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all. Just shoe all those kids.
Well, just send us a pair of your shoes and we'll auction them off to get other people's shoes.
Then we'll be able to buy a bunch of shoes.
We'll make you walk around in them for a little bit, Kim.
I'll do it. Yeah.
But other than that, that's another event. Then there's two things that I do like to highlight that are really not our township sponsored events, but they're events that our staff put on. I like to empower our staff to do things. And we have what we call a Jeans Fund. It started with the domestic violence shelter when we started giving money to that. And so every Friday, it's gotten real loose since its inception, but you pay $5 to wear jeans on Friday, and we use that money to pay for different things, whether it's, donate to Angel Walk, or sometimes we have deaths in our office, our family members, so we buy flowers. So we use that money, so we're not using our township funds. Well, eventually one of the gals wanted to do a trunk or treat, and I'm just like, oh, another trunk or treat. We got about 30,000 of those in Kokomo. But
it's not the same weekend as ours.
It's an awesome staff thing. We buy all the candy from that fund that we raise, and it's something that we can do as a commodity. We're trying to tune it to make it a little bit bigger and better every year. But it's just another one of those things that we're doing. We're giving up our time. We're giving up our own money to give out the trunk or treat, the new style of Halloween. It wasn't how I did it when I was a kid, but
same here.
It's the way they do it now, and
it's safer.
It is safer,
It really is.
and honestly, it's a lot easier for parents because I've taken my kids out for Halloween the old school way, and I'm just like, it's 40, it's raining, we're done. And they don't care.
That one house is good.
That
Grab
one house
that
is good.
Candy, go. Yeah.
Or
We're
you
the
got the parents that
full-size
drive
candy
the cars from stop to stop, and it's like, this isn't it either. Like, I had to walk, I grew up in Rocheville in my early years, and then we came to Kokomo because my grandpa lived here, and we just walked the Lafayette Park neighborhood.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like my mom followed me down the road. She just said, go, and you were going. So we've been doing that event for the last 3 years. And then another one that we do is in December with all the Christmas stuff. There's usually not events hard to find. And this one I think we're growing more and more each year. And we call it Cookies with Santa. It's just an opportunity for people to come in and get a picture with Santa Claus. And that was the original thought. But I was like, well, what if we could give them like a little gift? It doesn't have to be something stellar. It could be, $5 or $10 value gift. So we've been able to use some of that money for that. And then also we got some donations for people to buy the toys. So we get the kids a picture. There's cookies, hot chocolate, and we give them a toy I get to play an elf. I'm not really wanting to play Santa Claus.
It's so fun though. I helped Cam give away free toys one time, and it was the best day of my life. A bike. I get to give somebody a bike.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it definitely.
So we do that one, and that's another thing. It's just a township and staff event rather than the township putting it on. So we try to do those just as a goodwill, and we like to try to stay connected to the community. And that's the good thing about, like you guys have mentioned, the staff. They are really invested in helping people. So those things are things that they came up with that I said, hey, let's go for it. Like we have the space and we have, if you want to be here, you can. If you can't, it's okay.
Right. Wow.
Yep.
You guys got it all going on.
Yeah, doing great
I will
work.
say, doing great work for this community. Thank you. Thank you for everything that you're doing, because I'm telling you, you're helping so many people that are in need right now, and it's greatly appreciated.
It really is. Drew, thank you for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Center Township trustee Drew Durham with us today. We talked about a lot of information there. So, Drew, if anybody needs more information about Center Township, what do we do? How do we find you?
You can follow us on Facebook. That's probably where you're going to see the most up-to-date information. I believe it's just Center Township Trustee's Office of Howard County. Or you can visit our website. It's www.centertownship1.com. Or you can visit us just downtown.
Yeah.
And do you have a phone number that they can call?
Yes, 765-452-8259.
All right, that sounds great. Thank you again for the time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we'll see you soon. That will wrap up the Ripple Effect for today. I'm Jessica Ausbrook. This is Kim Graves. We're from Solidarity Community Federal Credit Union. Thanks for watching.